Mandy Walker. We have producer GAIL BERMAN. And now we have producer, co-writer, and director, Baz Luhrmann. More special guest, Butler. You really delivered. But Baz, you really delivered. You know, this was a film that had been on your heart and on your mind for some time. And now to kind of be here, celebrating it with your film family. You know, what does it mean to look at all of their individual efforts also being recognized?
I think I'm a serial collaborator. I come from an acting teaching background. I really believe the most important thing is to create an environment, you know, where it's called, you know, screenplay or we play.
GAIL, for you also, you know, when you kind of start the conversation with Baz about making a film about, you know, such an iconic figure as Elvis Presley, and you're hearing the ideas and kind of conceptualizing what this is going to be, what struck you the most about the vision?
Well, when the idea came to me,
embodying Elvis Presley, embodying the man, not just the superhero, if you will. I know you've talked a lot about the preparation, the vocal lessons, the dancing, the singing. But when I was just watching you just a few minutes ago play that piano, it was really incredible. It's incredible what it feels like it unleashed in you. You know, what would you say has been the biggest takeaway from playing this part?
Well, I mean, that was a thing that I knew before we started the journey, that I knew that there were so many bits of myself that I would have to explore and pull things out, and repressed bits of myself. You know, I wasn't a singer or a dancer before. I've always loved music, but it was something that was very personal. You know, it was always like therapy. At the end of the day, I'd play the piano, and my mom used to fall asleep when I just kind of improvise on the piano for a long time. The piano they're also talking about, we went next door and there's a piano around the time of Love Me Tender, that there's an image of Elvis playing this piano, and I've never seen it before, so we just went next door and got to see this piano, and I got to play it, so that was very special. That just happened 5 minutes ago, so that's what we were talking about.
I made a video, it's available in the foyer if you need a
So, yeah, but I also talk a lot about how it's changed my relationship with fear, because I'd never felt so much responsibility and so many people believing in me. But what comes with that is the feeling that you have a lot of people you can let down. And so I didn't want to let down Elvis's family. I didn't want to let down Elvis's fans. I didn't want to let down Baz and this amazing team around us, and the studio and everybody who believed in me. And so by the time that we got there, and we're gonna start filming, I mean, the terror was really high, and I'd done so much work for a year and a half, but there's those moments of truth between action and cut that you know that that's all that's ever gonna be able to be edited. So I felt so much pressure those days, but the thing that I really learned was that if you do the homework and you trust in the process, and you accept the fact that that little voice is going to be in your head the whole time saying you're not enough, you're not good enough, or whatever those things are. I think we all have those limiting beliefs that are constantly there, and so it's taught me to have that conversation a lot better with that voice in my head, for sure. And just deal with fear in that way, and know that if you do the work and you allow yourself to play, that things will be able to come out of you that you never knew existed. And I mean, Baz, I remember having that conversation with Leo beforehand, where he said Baz has a beautiful way of keeping you right at the edge of what you think is possible for yourself. And so Baz gave me that gift of keeping me right out on the limb, you know, and letting me know that I'd be safe if I got to the edge and I failed, you know, that we could do it again, and we could really push right to the limit of what was possible. So I don't know if I answered your question, but that's some thoughts.
You did, beautifully.